Hey, it's Thursday, everyone. How are you? How are you? Thankful Thursday. Another Thursday on the planet Earth. It is March 18, 2021, and we are live with Heart to Heart Conversations with Stephanie. I am Stephanie D. Morris, and I want to get to know you as you get to know me and share what's on your heart. So if you are coming in live, please share where you are coming from. And this conversation is going to be really, really good, you guys. So please share, like, and subscribe. I'm joining you live on Facebook on my personal page, Stephanie Morris, and also have a YouTube channel, Stephanie D. Morris, where you can watch previous broadcasts. This is episode 7, Get Protected for Life, with Tah-Tah Spears is my guest today, and I will bring her on shortly. I love my background music. It's Dreams. It's from Ben Sound. And how is the weather by you guys? Today in North Carolina is a little overcast. They said it's going to storm and tornado and everything. But we are not going to worry about the weather today, right? We are going to talk about getting protected. So thank you for joining me today on Heart to Heart Conversations with Stephanie. Today, again, is March 18th, and we are going to talk about life insurance. So I just want to thank everyone for joining me. Please, as you come in, please put down where you're joining from. And also, sharing is caring, guys. Share this out. There are so many people that really, really, really need to hear this important information that me and Miss Spears is going to be sharing today. I promise you, it will not be boring. It is going to be so, oh my gosh, it's going to tug at your heart, but it's going to inspire you to take action. So please share this out. It's going to be a phenomenal hour. And I just want to share, again, I'm Stephanie D. Morris coming to you live on Heart to Heart Conversations. It's a platform where I would like to talk to whoever wants to share what's on your heart. It could be about money. It could be about life, challenges, family, spiritual. Don't really get into the religion, but if you want to talk about the Creator, God, if you want to talk about your business, if you are struggling in some area and you have it on your heart and you want to share it. So if you're a poet, if you're an author, please put in the comments that you would love to be on the show, Heart to Heart Conversations, and we will get you on. So this is March, is Women's Month. And so all my guests this month are women. So we had Lisa Santiago McNeil, and she spoke about women empowerment. And then last week we had Brittany Thomas on, and we just talked about blessings, living her blessed life with cerebral palsy and the challenges, but also the victories that she has accomplished in her life in spite of her physical disability. Has nothing to do with her mind, only had to do with her physical. And so we shared that. And this week, 3 weeks into the month of March, can you believe it? March is flying. It is also already the 18th. And this is a special month for me because it's my birthday month. So let's celebrate. Celebration time. Come on, we're going to celebrate all month long. So my birthday's at the end of the month, and I'm looking forward to it. So this week, we are going to talk about protecting your assets. And actually, protecting your family. So we're going to talk about insurance. So again, if you're coming in live, please say hello in the comments and also share where you are coming, where you live, so you can connect. And actually, what do you do in life? Let's connect on here. I am the master connector. I love to connect people to other people, resources, and things. So let me just turn down my phone because I am live. Yes. So if you want to come on live and share your heart, please put in the comments or inbox me, and we will set up a date to get you on and so you can share your journey today. So Stephanie D. Morris, I am an author. Who am I? I'm an author. I have my books. 31 Days to the Heart of My Purpose is one of my books. And it's actually a journal. And this journal is a guided journal where it gives you 31 days of structured comments. So I talk about, what's today? The 18th. Let's see what I talk about on day 18th. Speak it. Life and death is in the power of your tongue. What you confess, you receive. Speak life. So I love that. And then so I share what it means to speak it. And then on the other side, you get to share your thoughts. And so I always ask you every day, how you feeling? Because it's important to tap in to how you are feeling. And then I ask 3 things you are grateful for. So write down 3 things I am grateful for. So how am I feeling today? It's an overcast day. And I don't like overcast rainy days. I am a sunny type of person. I love when the sun is shining and it's warm outside. And I love the beach. But today I'm feeling okay. And 3 things I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the opportunity to share my experiences. I'm grateful that I have a community of people that surrounds me and supports me. And I am grateful that I'm a dreamer and a visionary. And I just love creating things. So those are 3 things I'm grateful for. And let's see. I also say, speak life, declare daily. I am whole. I am confident. I am worthy. I am loving. I am God's masterpiece. I am successful. I am blessed. I am victorious. I am unstoppable. I am healthy. I am healed. I am beautiful. I am wealthy. I am wise. And I am anointed. So those things, many people call them affirmations. Some people call them declarations. And I tell you, when you speak those type of phrases and words over your life every single day, you start to believe it. You start to walk in it. You start to act on it. So it's very important to speak what you want. Life and death is in the power of your tongues. Good afternoon, Pastor Brown. How are you? How are you today? Welcome to Heart-to-Heart Conversations with Stephanie. We are going to be talking about getting protected for life. And my guest is Tah-Tah Spears. But I'm just speaking on one of my books I created. I said one because I actually created 3. I wrote 3 books. So this is the one I wrote all by myself. So I'm the author, and it's 31 Days to the Heart of My Purpose. And day 18 is Speak It. What you confess, you receive. And I talk about how believing is speaking what you believe. What you say goes into the atmosphere to create your world. If you don't believe it, well, okay. Just let me share that God spoke the planet's earth form into existence. He said, let there be light, and there was light, right? The very vibration of what we speak is what creates our life. When you speak negative, that is what you receive. Now you might have some days in there, but some great days in there, but for the most part, if you say you are broke and disgusted, that's exactly what you will be and how you feel. When you continually claim you are blessed, feeling excellent, looking fine, very wealthy, then that's what will be manifesting for you. See, the thing is, we speak things, and when they don't show up immediately, we tend to think that it's not working. So it's a progression. Sometimes we speak things that we're not genies, we're not magical, it's not going to appear. It takes time. And actually, you got to do the work. So trust me, I was tired and ready for a new career, and I got laid off that year. That was 2011. I was tired, and I kept speaking it. And guess what? It happened. So it is very powerful. The laws of attraction is very powerful what you focus on. So again, let's declare and speak life daily. I am whole. I am confident. I am worthy. I am loving. I am God's masterpiece. I am successful. I am blessed. I am victorious. I am unstoppable. I love that phrase. I am unstoppable. Say it with me. I am unstoppable. I am healthy. I am healed. I am beautiful. I am wealthy. I am wise, and I am anointed. So when you say these phrases, actually look in the mirror and say them. And one time what I did was I recorded it on my phone. And so I played it back so I could hear myself. And it actually gives you great confidence. It builds your self-esteem. And I also have a scripture, Isaiah 55:11. So shall my word be that goes out from my mouth. It shall not return to me empty. I'm going to repeat that again. So shall my word be that goes out from my mouth. It shall not return to me empty, but it shall accomplish that which I purpose and shall succeed in the thing for which I sent it. So whatever you say, that's what happens. That's what you are. So we are going to now talk about getting protected in life. Let me ask you, what do that look like for you? What does being protected for life means for you? Please place it in the comment. And I'm going to bring my guest, Tah-Tah Spears, in. And I'm just going to share right quick how we met each other. Both Tah-Tah and myself are members of Family Wealth. I'm going to share the card. See? Family Wealth. Family Wealth is a community of people. And we're gathering together and we're locking arms and we're creating generational wealth for ourselves and for our families. We have the 5 stars of success. We want to get our credit score above 750. We want to produce additional income. We want to create generational wealth. We want to, what are some of the other things we want to do? It's just a whole bunch of things that we're doing, and we're doing it together. We're learning together. We're acting together. And a lot of times when you're doing things together, it reduces the amount of time and it pulls all the resources together. So Tah-Tah is from the community Family Wealth, and I'm so excited that she is joining because we are gonna talk about being protected. So I'm gonna bring her on. Good afternoon, Miss Tah-Tah Spears.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
I am great. So I was reading right quick. I'm going to share. I was reading. I don't know if you were following 31 Days to the Heart of My Purpose, my journal.
Yes.
And one of the day 18th is talking about speak it. Life and death is in the power of your tongue. What you confess, you receive. And so we should speak life.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling full of life today.
That is good. That's great. And what are 3 things that you are grateful for?
Oh, wonderful. So I'm absolutely grateful for my health. I'm absolutely grateful for my family and my friends. And I'm happy and grateful that I'm in my right mind.
Amen. That is powerful. That's
Yes.
powerful. So I am so excited because this topic we are going to talk about today, it is a hard topic for our community.
Yes.
Now, I don't know about other communities because I didn't grow up in those communities, but
Okay.
I know for myself, this topic, we really don't discuss it, but it is a very needed conversation.
Absolutely.
So get protected for life. And what does that mean? So before we get started with that, please share with my community who Tah-Tah Spears is, what you do, and how you got involved in what you're doing.
Okay, perfect. So, again, my name is Tah-Tah Spears. I am from the healthcare background, healthcare community. I love helping people. I love caring for people. I'm also a service member. Right now, I serve in the North Carolina Air National Guard. I've been a part of the Air Force now for 20 years.
Wow.
And so I wanted to shift in the way that I help people. I didn't want to come from the nursing background. I wanted to help people and families through insurance. So I met with the founder of Family Wealth, and the rest was history. And I'm here.
Okay.
Yes.
Rodney Archer is
Yes,
the
absolutely. Rodney Archer.
CEO of Family Wealth.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, and he was on a broadcast in February. I had him on, and we were talking about all
Yes.
about the family wealth and his book, Take Back Your Wealth.
Yes.
Did you get a copy of this book?
I got the copy. I highlighted the copy. I read the copy. I dog-eared the copy.
Great. Because I actually want us to do I want to do a virtual book club. I announced it in February, and it's already 18 days in May, and I still have to do it. But
It's
I
March.
want it to be, March. March. And I wanted this to be the first book because everybody is so interested in wealth building.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
I don't know anybody who don't want wealth,
Exactly.
money, houses, cars, but you have to go back to the basics. And this book takes you back to the basic. And what I love about it, it says moving from lack to abundance.
Yeah.
And that's what we need conversations on. And one of the things I love about Family Wealth, I was mentioning it before you came on, is that you're not doing it by yourself.
Absolutely. Things are so much harder when you're doing it by yourself. You miss out on things fall through the cracks. And it's a lot of information. That's what it really is. It's a lot of information. It's a lot of changing information. And when you have a team of people, you have a community that help fill in the gaps where you may have, you have those gaps, of information.
Absolutely. Not everybody has all the knowledge. So there's so many ways of gaining wealth that we're learning through Family Wealth, the community. For instance, right now we're talking about Bitcoins, cryptocurrency, and we're getting involved in the crypto world. I'm so excited. I feel a little ancient though. I'm like, wait, crypto, what? What? And so I got a book actually, and I haven't even read it though, but I'm going to have to get into it. But it made me feel ashamed because it says, be left behind. It says, discover Bitcoin and cryptocurrency before your grandma beats you to it. I'm like, oh my God, let me get this. I don't want grandma beating me to it. So I gotta read it. But I've been looking at a lot of videos about it, and stepping in and buying just fractions of Bitcoins.
Yeah.
So anybody wants to get in on with how to get some cryptocurrency, please reach out to me, reach out to Tah-Tah, and we will get you educated.
This is the time to do it. This is the time to do it. It's still kind of at the beginning. It's not the beginning, like the beginning, but
Exactly.
still early enough that we can get in on it.
Right. Don't get left behind. Your grandmama, great grandmama getting ready to get them some crypto. So another thing, Family Wealth, we're really blessed to be involved in is income producing activities, learning about businesses and getting residual and passive income for ourselves.
Income, yes.
Yes, and that is very, very key. Good morning, Brenda. We got Brenda Booker Bill, the real estate. That's another portion that we're learning. We're going to be learning about real estate. Tara Lyles is with us, Money Matters of the Heart.
Hey.
And Pastor Johnny Brown is with us this afternoon. So if you guys are joining us, we are getting ready to talk about our very important topic, Get Protected for Life. So please share your name, say hi to us, and where you are joining us from. So, Get Protected for Life. What do we mean by this? So, last year, 2020, was a very difficult year for many.
Very.
I think mostly everybody. Of course, we had this pandemic. Everybody was shut in, locked down. Businesses, some closed down, couldn't open up. I mean, only what they call them, the essentials was open.
Absolutely.
Hospitals. What else was open? Grocery stores.
Hospitals.
Mechanics. I didn't see mechanics shut down. I didn't.
Because they probably, we're working with the cars. We're not working with the people. So bring your cars in. We're going to keep working on it.
Yes. Or I looked at them like, wait, they're not closed down.
Mm-mm.
Fast food restaurants, thankfully, was open. So you could drive in, get your food.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
What else was open? A lot of the rental car companies were shut down.
Pet stores were open.
That's right. Your pet is like the grocery. Yes. Your pet needs supplies, right? Pet stores. That's right. Pet stores was open. The mall pretty much was open, but not really open.
Yeah, it was open, but not open. It had shorter hours.
Shorter hours.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That was probably true for most places. The operating hours were less.
Right, shut down. But then our churches.
Absolutely. Places of worship, yes.
Places of worship was shut down.
Sacred spaces were shut down.
Yeah. But guess what rose? Two things really rose through the pandemic that I saw for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, Amazon. When I tell you, Amazon became essential.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So Amazon and the transportation industry in modes of trucks, right?
Yes.
Because you had to get the supplies to the people.
Yes.
The United Postal Service. What? Thank God for Amazon, because I remember a time when the post office was almost going to be shutting down because of emails and online, right? But Amazon brought it back because so many people are now ordering everything online. They were at home. Oh, and then the other thing is, like I said, trucking industry. Got to get the supplies to the people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So September 2020 was a major day in my life, a major month, and a major month for you.
Yeah, we share that.
And that's why me and Tah-Tah wanted to speak on this, because for both of us, this instrument really is something critical. So on September 11th, my mom passed away. Yeah. passed away. And on September 11th, Tah-Tah's older brother
Yes.
also passed away.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really hard. Very, very hard.
Yes.
No, a lot of people lost. A lot of people
Absolutely. Yes.
in 2020 with Corona
Yes.
virus.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So one of the things we wanted to share is, are you protected?
Is your life protected?
Is your life protected? So with mine, I'm going to share my story with my mom. You know, my mom was older generation, you know, she was 79. And my mom didn't believe in life insurance. And it was so crazy. One day, she had came over. We were going to go shopping. And she was sitting on the porch. It was warm. And I think it was in the summertime. This wasn't 2020. It must have been 2019.
Okay.
And this young lady came up. I don't know what they were talking about because I was in the house. When I came out, they were talking about, I don't know what. So we were in this conversation talking about life and stuff. And all of a sudden the lady was like, the young girl, she must have been in her 20s, early 30s. She was like, oh, I actually came because I wanted to share life insurance with you. And so we started talking about life, and she started talking about life insurance and things like that. And my mother was like, oh, I don't need it. The girl was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
She's like, what do you mean you don't need it? So my mother's like, nah, I don't need that. I got enough saved. And I looked at her. I didn't say a word, because anybody that know Priscilla Ann Morris, you ain't gonna say nothing, because she's not. So she was like, no, I don't need it. I got money in the bank, and my family will be okay. So thankfully, she has grown adult children, right?
Yeah.
So she doesn't have little ones, where that would have been not the case. You know, she does have money saved, but you know, it wouldn't have been enough for our lifetime type of thing. But since we're grown on our own, it's okay. It was enough to bury her, right? And so thankfully, although my mother did not have life insurance, guys, she did have enough where I was able to, you know, have her service and everything through the period of grieving. You know, it's so much harder when you don't have the funds.
Absolutely.
And then you're reaching here, you're reaching there. You know, some people have to wait weeks and maybe months to get their loved ones put away, you know,
Absolutely.
because they don't have the money. And it costs money for funeral services.
Absolutely. It costs money to live and it costs money to die.
Money to live and money to die. So
Absolutely.
I want to share my journey with life insurance. I'm single. I have 0 children. I don't have any children, Tah-Tah. But in my early years,
you want to borrow 2? I got 2. I can lend them out to you. I got 2 for you.
Well, luckily you said, do I want to borrow? Meaning you want them back.
Yeah, sure, I do want them back.
But I have life insurance and I have no children. But in my young years, I said, let me get life insurance. And I got it on my own, and I had it with my job. So what's crazy is after 2011, I lost my job. Guess what? You lose your life insurance.
Insurance. Bye.
So all the people who had jobs and now furlough, or they just lost their jobs, closed down.
Absolutely.
Are they now protected? This is key, people. Hear me loud. If you don't have a job and you have life insurance with your job, is your family still protected? And that's the thing. We're protecting our family. So I didn't have life insurance for me, of course, because once I'm dead, I don't know, I'm gone. So the life insurance is for the people I was leaving behind.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's why we want to protect for life, for the living people we're leaving behind. So do you want to share your story?
So quickly, yes. So my beloved brother, his name was Ebony Cooper. His name is Eddie Cooper. 49 years old, untimely, premature death, and he didn't have life insurance. He did not have life insurance. He, he thought he had more time to get those things in order, and he didn't. And it was difficult for the family. It was just very difficult. His children, what I didn't know, were his next of kin. So my nieces and nephews who are in their 20s, I had to, I guess, submit, to what their wishes were, because he didn't already have his wishes, laid out. And it was, of course, that was their dad, so of course there would definitely have, say so and all this kind of thing. But I was able to be there to, to support them and help them make those difficult decisions. But it definitely is difficult to make arrangements and prepare in a short period of time. It's just difficult. And most people, if they had the opportunity to know what was going to happen, they wouldn't want to put their loved ones in that position. I know my brother would not have wanted, to put that kind of stress on his children, his family. He just thought he had more time and he didn't. And that's the thing. 10 out of 10 people will die, will not make it out of this life alive, but it really it makes a significant impact when you can plan ahead. That's for sure.
Absolutely. So, plan ahead. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And here's the thing, like Tah-Tah said, we don't know when, right? And so during that conversation with the young lady there, I was so glad for the opportunity, Tah, because I was able to tell my mom, well, I do have life insurance. So if I go before you, guess what? You're prepared for your life.
You don't have to take out of your savings. That money that you have stashed away, Mom, you don't have to go into that because I've taken care of my affairs. Yeah.
Correct. And not only will it take care of my affairs, but it will also take care of my mom.
Absolutely.
And the people I left behind, because my policy, I think at the time, was like $250,000. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, that income replacement, absolutely.
And I mean, now I might need more, but at the time, listen, I'm in my 20s. I had no kids. It was what it was. And so I did tell her, Mom, I do have life insurance. And then we actually was able to talk about death. And I shared with her what I wanted and told her what I wanted for her.
Yeah, right.
And she was fine with that, But I'm glad we had that conversation. And many of our family members can't have the conversation.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think it's so taboo for our community to talk about the inevitable?
I think there's a block. Like, maybe they think because they will share it, it might happen, which is not true at all. But
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But I think our community is so close on a lot of topics.
I think it's because, Stephanie, I do think it's because as a community, we get taken advantage of. We get taken advantage of, I do believe, whether it be the healthcare system, whether it be the workforce, whether it be, it's just hard to trust. That's one of the reasons why I definitely wanted to get into this industry, so that I can help people who look like me. I can relate, to somebody that can relate back, because that's important. I will say overall, there's about maybe about 54% of Americans that have life insurance. 54%. That's it.
That 50%. Is not a lot.
54% of Americans have life insurance. Okay. Even with that being said, 27% of them only have group insurance. So that speaks to what you were speaking about with your job. I mean,
Mm,
that's definitely better than not having anything at all. But 27% only have group insurance through their job.
right, right. And a lot of us, a lot of our community, we're so focused on working toward the needs, housing, clothes, food, education, that the extra that will go into a life insurance policy, we don't see where we can make that work. That's one. Another one is sometimes when we think about it, our health is not up to par. And so we're like, oh, I don't even know if somebody's going to cover me for life. Right.
Absolutely.
And
There are
then,
some conditions that, that insurance companies will take, they will be looking at you with a side eye if you're high risk. If you
right.
have history of cancer, you
Mhm.
have to be clear from that for at least 2 years before
Wow.
any insurance company will even think about insuring you. And it also
Wow.
depends on what kind of cancer.
Mhm.
If you have any kind of lifestyle issues, if you have been incarcerated, it's difficult.
Why?
Why? Because you're at high risk. You're at high risk. Just being incarcerated, you're exposed to all kind of, conditions. I'll even say like HIV, for example. If you have
Uh,
HIV, most carriers will not even insure you.
really? That's
There's a
sad.
very limited amount of carriers that will.
But
Not only
here's
that,
what's sad about that, Tata.
uh-huh,
Here's what's really sad about that.
uh-huh.
When you have a condition that eventually you're going to pass, but all of us, we're going to eventually pass, right?
That's true.
The children you're leaving behind now don't have any security. They don't have any,
That income protection. Yeah,
income.
you're
Yeah.
right. So if anyone is depending on your income, you absolutely need life insurance. You have children, you have a spouse, you have an elderly parent that you're caring for. If they depend on your income, you need insurance. You need life insurance to protect that income, or else it's going to be lost. A lot of people will have homes and they don't have insurance. They don't have life insurance so that should they have untimely death, their family, their spouse, their children can maintain their lifestyle once that income is gone. So
Exactly.
it's it's a lot, but the reason people don't have life insurance a lot of times is because they're not educated. They're not educated, and our families are not talking about it. We're not talking to each other about it,
Hmm.
you know, and it's because we lack the education ourselves. You
Right.
know, having that group insurance on your job, that's better than nothing. But
Exactly.
right, but the con of having group insurance with your job is just like one, like you said, if you lose that job, then that insurance is gone. If you move jobs, you can take that insurance with you, but when you convert it over to something else, it's very expensive. Then it
Okay.
has limitations because you can't get those riders. You can't get like long-term care riders, with
Mhm.
those kinds of policies. So there's a lot of limitation to those. One
Got it.
thing that's very interesting, if I can say, is I guess, the gender gap.
The who did
Um,
the who that?
the gender gap when it comes to life insurance.
Okay.
Males are insured at a higher rate than women.
Hmm.
hmm They're at about 66%. Excuse me, my eye. These allergies. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Is that what you
Um,
said?
yes, and women are about 56%. Men are about 66%. Women are about 56%
Wow.
insured, have life insurance. And women, if you're listening, if you can hear my voice, we need to insure our lives because, well, definitely is three big top reasons. Women are making more money today than they ever have before.
Yep.
Okay,
Sure.
absolutely. And the women who don't work outside of the home or do not have their own business or whatever the case may be, and they're home with the children, They
Right.
support the family economically just by being there.
Yes.
Cooking, cleaning, caring, caregiving, laundry, you know, we
Absolutely.
do it
So,
all.
so
We do it all.
to that point, let's bring it
Mhm.
home a little bit more clear,
Uh-huh.
because if you're a woman, what they used to call housewives, I know people hated that word, but if you are a woman at home,
Uh-huh.
taking care of your family, doing the daily activities, and your husband is the provider, once that woman is gone, guess what you're going to need, guys? You're going to need someone to step in to do that. And that's going to cost money,
Economic support, absolutely.
economic support. So it is mandatory that not only the father have life insurance, because when he dies,
Absolutely.
income stops flowing in. But now the woman, if she dies, you're going to need money to support her roles, the roles
Absolutely.
that she's doing, the cooking, the cleaning, the laundry, the,
Exactly.
the education for the
The
kids,
caring, the
the
shopping,
care,
all of it.
all of it. So yes,
And
it
one of
is.
the other reasons is women live longer. We live
Wow,
longer.
we live longer.
We live about 8 years longer, 6 to 8 years,
Mm-hmm,
give or take.
mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm.
we live longer. So women are living longer, we're making more money, and we're supporting our families economically. So
Right.
women, if you're not insured, call me.
Yes. So let's talk about some types of life insurance so we can educate the people while we're on.
Absolutely.
And if anybody has any questions, concerns, challenges in regards to obtaining life insurance,
Hmm.
please put it in a comment. We have the professional wealth strategist and insurance agent Tah-Tah Spears here, and she can help you with your challenge. So I want to share my journey. When I was in my 20s, I met this young lady, and she had me on term life insurance, and that was in my early 20s. And guess what I turned? I know
Uh,
I don't look it. I turned 40.
oh,
So when I turned 40, I had an aha moment, because now I got this letter that says, okay, your term life insurance expired. And I'm like, wait, I didn't know how to feel about that, because I'm like, wait a minute. I've been paying over 20 something years, 20 years, and now it's gone?
gone.
Gone. So I was like, what in the, now I was happy because I'm still alive, that I didn't need to
Right?
use it, right? It didn't need, but then I was thinking, was that smart? So then I met another insurance representative, and
Hmm.
she shared with me her knowledge and plans. And I was like, what? She said, Stephanie, at 21, 22, when you got your term life policy, had you gotten this policy that I want to hook you up with, the money could have been growing for that amount of time.
Absolutely. That cash
And I'm like,
value.
what are you talking about? Like, I didn't know what I didn't know,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And so she shared with me that this policy, you put it in, and it's in the market, and it grows. It goes down,
Yes.
but it grows, and it has a benefit where it will not drop. So you put it in, and it has a certain amount of
Yes.
benefit, and it will never drop, right? But it can rise. And then it has the death benefit. So I know it's called life benefit and death benefit. And that is key, because let me tell you, I said, sign me up. I was like 40. I was like 40, 41. I said, sign me up.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I put money in this policy, and in a couple of years, I hit something and I needed some money. Guess what I was able to do?
Right
Get
from
a
yourself.
loan.
Hmm. Yeah.
What in the world? It was phenomenal. So the other lady, her strategy was a little different. She says term life is a little cheaper. So
Hmm.
she went that way, because I think if it's like 20 something dollars, people don't really cancel that policy, because it's only $20.
Yeah, they
But
don't listen.
right, but the other policy was more. And so she felt that, that product, people will cancel more. But here's the thing, that other company, I was able to invest in mutual funds. And so that too gave me a nice nest egg, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? But it wasn't like this one, the whole life policy, where I was able to, it was able to grow cash for me. So speak on that, Miss Insurance Agent. Let's hear it.
So there are two main types of life insurance policies that one can obtain. One is term, like what you were describing, and it protects you for a period of time, for a term, 10 years, 15 years, some have 15 years, 10, 20, 30 is the standard, but some will protect you for 15 or 25. But it's only for that time period. And it is a good choice for young people because it costs less. When you're younger, you're not making necessarily the income that you would when you become more established. So that's a good reason why people will push young people towards that. The other kind of life insurance policy you can get is a permanent or whole life. It protects you out for your whole life. Your whole life is protected. It does cost a little more, like you said earlier, and the older you get, the more expensive it is. So there are, age benefits of getting when you're older. I mean, younger, excuse me, and it is more costly when you are older, and that's for both of them, for term and permanent. But even when you're older and you get term insurance, it's still cheaper than the permanent insurance. If you're understanding that, if I'm not using these words. Yeah. So then there's another little category out there that's kind of like a hybrid of both. Those are universal policies or index policies.
Okay.
Yeah. So they are, they combine both of them, so it will protect you for your life, but it gives you benefits that you'll find in both kinds of policies.
Okay, so the names was universal, and what was the other one?
Index, universal life or index life. That's the hybrid form of those two policies, the term and whole, or term and permanent. Yes.
Permanent. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm putting this all in the chat so people can read it. Okay, so universal policy and index life policy is a hybrid of term and permanent life insurance.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
And can you explain a little bit more about the benefits of the whole life insurance?
Yes, well, it protects you your whole life. For example, I'll tell you like mine. The first time I got whole life insurance is when I was like in my 30s. I think I saw somebody present to me on a military base. I'm like, yeah, sounds good. Well, that same policy today, I would not be able to get for the price that I got when I was 30. I'm 47 today. So it protects me my whole life. But here's the thing though, it's all about strategies as well. It's not just get a policy and that's it. You can definitely use insurance as a foundation to pass on wealth. And I wanted to touch on that real quick about the races, white versus black. Black people tend to be more insured. I don't remember the actual percentage, but it's a little more than their white counterparts. However, Black people are not covered as much. So they'll be the ones that have life insurance with their job. Okay. So if you ask them if they're insured, a lot of us are insured, but the amount of coverage we have is very minimal because, again, we don't understand. It's just checking that box. Yeah, I have life insurance. Yep, I got it. Got to do my job. So what's recommended by most financial advisors is about 10 to 15 times your annual income.
Wow.
Yeah. So we have this, this wealth gap anyway in America.
Wow.
So, Black households tend to have less network than white households. So there's a lot of different factors there, but we lack the education on that.
Right. And so here's the thing, guys. When you have life insurance and you're making say $60,000 a year, your goal is to have life insurance at 10 times that. So that's what, $600,000 up. And why is that? Because if you have teenage children, young children, you want that money to stretch for them. If your policy is only $250,000 in today's economy, that might last what, 2 years?
Yeah.
3?
So I was gonna just share this little tidbit, Stephanie, that a good way to kind of like determine how much life insurance you need, like if you didn't, say, well, I don't want to get $600,000 of life insurance. People feel morbid about that. They feel morbid about putting so much money on themselves so other people can live. They don't feel good about that. So if you have any loans, like student loans or mortgages, car loans, you need to take out enough that's going to cover that should you have an untimely death.
Correct.
If you have any kind of, if you want to plan ahead for your final expenses, for your funeral, you need to account for that. If you want to leave something behind for your children for school, for college, for education. If it's not your child, it could be your grandchild, it could be your niece, your nephew. If it's something that you want to gift to somebody. And then that income replacement, whatever income you're having, you want to be able to replace that income, and you have to think of how long you want to replace that income for your loved ones. So that's all. That's what I went, I wanted to just put that in there.
Right. We don't think about that. Like, we think that things are going to go away when we die, but chances are some of these institutions are like, what is the estate? So I know for my mom, I had to set up an estate. And so that they actually, I had to put a notice in the newspaper. So the newspaper, it had to be a notice in the newspaper to let creditors or people know this individual passed. So that way, if they were looking to recover the cost, they would hit, the person, the administrator of the estate up.
Absolutely.
So I don't think that happened with your brother, but that happened to my mom. And, it takes about 4 months to get that settled. It's like crazy, because a lot of people think, I die, everything goes away. Well, a lot of times, if you leave a house with a mortgage, that financier is not going to say, okay, your children can live there for free forever. They're going to be like, no, $1,300 is due for October.
Exactly.
Is due for November.
That's right.
$1,300 are due for December. And thank goodness we're in COVID, because a lot of those things have been stayed because of the pandemic. But trust and believe, there is going to be a period when it opens back up, and the creditors are going to be looking for their money.
Did you know that I just heard you mention COVID? We haven't really talked about that, but COVID has definitely impacted your ability to get life insurance. So if you have any other comorbidities, diabetes, kidney disease, liver disease, any of those things, heart, cardiac problems, that's already going to impact your insurability. But then on top of that, if you put COVID on top of that, you have to be clear from COVID at least 2 to 4 months before an insurance company will even insure you. And you don't even have to have any of those problems. You could have just been healthy as a baby goat. I don't know how healthy baby goats are, but you can be healthy as can be. But if you've had COVID, you still have a 2 to 4 month wait before an insurance company will even insure you. So it's best that you get qualified, health qualified, because you may be in good health today, to your knowledge, and you may be walking around with cancer and don't even know it.
Don't even know it. That's right. That's right. Okay.
Or
So,
diabetes even. There's so many people who have diabetes that don't even know it.
okay. So when you have diabetes, let's talk about that because it's so true. So when you have diabetes, does that really eliminate you from getting any kind of insurance?
It does not eliminate you from getting insurance. However, there are factors that is going to, that's going to weigh in on the amount of coverage. Meaning, if your diabetes is managed, if
Mm-hmm.
you manage your diabetes with medication or not. Some people just manage their diabetes with their diet. If you have to take oral medication or if you have to take injections, if it's type 1 or type 2, those things greatly weigh on the kind of coverage, because if you're not managing your diabetes, I mean, you're at a high risk.
Okay.
So the insurance company is pretty much giving you a prognosis. If you've lost any limbs because of diabetes, if you have
Mm,
neuropathy because of diabetes, you're
mm,
just at a higher risk.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Now let me ask you this because I remember a friend was talking about it. She had a stroke.
Mm-hmm.
So can she get life insurance?
She can get life insurance. However, when people have had a stroke, and I
Mm-hmm.
know that's pretty big in the Black community, because of a lot of different reasons, but one is this condition called afibrillation, AFib. A lot of us have that, and it puts you at a real high risk for stroke, but you have to take a blood thinner. So when
Okay.
you get,
What is afibrillation?
say again,
What is afibrillation?
it is a irregular arrhythmia.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
So what happens is that your your atriums are not firing and operating properly. So then it gets out of whack.
Got it.
So yeah, so that will allow, or that puts you at a higher risk for blood clots. So the
Mm.
blood clot traveling to the brain, stroke, there it is. Yeah. So
Okay.
if you've had a stroke, if you had blood clots, even my sister, my dear sister, love her. I think I have two sisters that have had blood clots.
Really? Wow.
So the recommendation is blood thinners. When you're put
Okay.
on blood thinners, then you're at a high risk for insurance. So
Wow.
that affects that.
So what type of companies would you be looking out for if you needed to get insurance because you have children and you want to protect them, but now you've had a stroke?
So you asked the question. Would you say that again? What kind of insurance?
Companies
Uh-huh.
would be able to insure a person who has high risk or a stroke?
Well, most insurance companies will insure you. It's not so much who will insure you, it's how much coverage you're going to be able to
Okay.
secure. Right. So it's best to get health qualified while you're healthy, or while your conditions are managed.
Okay.
Because should you have a condition but you've been managing it well, and then after having it for 5 or 10 years, you're not managing it well anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Insurance carriers, they can actually see when you have gone to the doctors, what kind of medication you're on, when the last time it was filled. So it's best to give full disclosure to your agent that's helping you, so that they can help you, because that's what they're there for. That's what I'm there for, to help
Yes.
somebody to get the best rate that they can get.
Okay. And I'm going to share, because it's almost 1 o'clock. Actually got
Okay.
1 minute. You can reach Tah-Tah on Facebook, Tah-Tah Spears, and her email is tspears@Family Wealth Today. And Tah-Tah is a wealth strategist for Family Wealth Today, as well as an insurance agent. So if you have any questions, you just want to see if you can get insurance, please reach out to her. Here's her email.
Can I give my phone number as well?
Yes, absolutely.
My phone number is 707-592-6143. I live in the Charlotte area. You can contact me and I'll be more than happy to help you and your family.
So you can only do insurance for North Carolina. Is that correct?
No. I'm actually licensed in a couple other states. That's North Carolina, South Carolina, New York, Virginia. Did I say Georgia already? And
No.
California and Massachusetts.
Yeah, so North Carolina, Massachusetts, Virginia, California, New York,
Maryland.
South
If I didn't
Carolina,
say that.
Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a lot. Great.
Yes.
Okay. So I know we covered a lot, guys, on Heart to Heart Conversations with Stephanie. What I do want to leave us with is that life insurance is not just a protection for when you die.
Absolutely.
Life insurance now can protect you while you're living. So we covered two basic insurances, term life, which is a period of time that you're insured for. And then what's the other one? Protected? Permanent life.
Permanent, yes.
So permanent, you get a policy, and the policy has a death benefit attached, but it also has a life benefit. So you're putting money into this policy, and that money is growing. And as that money is growing, it becomes cash value for you, where you can take a loan for yourself against this policy. And that is what wealthy people know and do.
Yes.
So even if you don't have millions, it doesn't matter. You can still afford one of these policies. So connect with Tah-Tah Spears. She will be able to help you ferret out, how much you need if you have children. Even if you don't have children, there are people, I don't have children, but trust and believe. I have life insurance policy. I have 401s. I have investments, and those things, when I pass on, will be my legacy for my family. So now that my mom has passed, and I actually have to really go back, Tah-Tah, and remove her from all her policies, because I was protecting my mom. That was my world. She was my world. So now I have to go back and, put other people's names and actually family wealth. We're a community where we can help you do that as well. Get your affairs in order. Life is not promised. However, when you're living it, let's live it protected. Let's live it healthy. Let's live it safe. Let's live it laughing. Let's live it loving. You are loving on your family when you choose to get insurance to protect not only your life, but their life, their well-being. A lot of times we hate car insurance, right?
We got to have it.
We got to have it to drive the vehicle. And God bless you if you don't and you hit somebody, honey. It's expensive to fix those cars nowadays. So you want insurance. So let's get protected for life, people. Any last thoughts, Tah-Tah?
I just want to say to the audience, anybody who is listening or that will listen, if you have any questions about life insurance, about wills, trust, any of those things, I can help you with that. If you have questions about credit restoration, even call me, ask me, and I'll be more than willing to help you with those items.
Right. So I'm going to share our website. Well, it's because we're a community. Yes. That's the good thing. Even though Rodney D. Archer is the brainchild of Family Wealth Today, we are a community. We are a family, and we help each other with the critical things in life, like your credit, like wills. We want you to produce income, so we have ways that you can produce income. We have ways to protect your assets. Right? And now we're getting on the crypto journey. So please plug in, guys. Family Wealth Today. Take a look around. If you have any questions, please hit up Tah-Tah Spears. Hit me up. Join us. Wealth Unlimited. That's what we want to have. and afford. And wealth is not just money, guys. Wealth is peace of mind. What a peace of mind I had on September 11th when I thought about what am I going to do without mom? And then thankfully, I had the funds to give her a wonderful life celebration, honoring her life. That was such a blessing. And thank you, Mother. Thank you. So protect yourself, protect your life, and prepare. Let's talk about it. Let's have the conversation. Is it hard? Absolutely. But it's necessary because we're not here forever.
Yes.
So thank you, Miss Tah-Tah.
Thank you so much, Stephanie, for having me.
Enjoyed you today. Thank you for bringing the knowledge to the people about insurance and what you need, how much you need, how to get it, and if you have conditions, what do you do?
Yeah.
You know, while you're healthy, guys, let's get on it. Okay. So thank you for joining us today, Heart-to-Heart Conversations, and we will see you next week. So please remember to share this to your family, to your friends, your coworkers, and it's also on YouTube. Stephanie D. Morris is the channel. Like, subscribe, and please click the bell for notifications. So we will see you next week. Thank you, Tah-Tah. Be blessed, everyone.
My pleasure.